Hello, booktube. I have a tag for you today, and it's been a long time since I've done a tag, but I'm working on a couple of videos and they're just too ambitious. I'm not going to get a video out this week if I don't do something. This tag video is going to be like extremely average sex. Very efficient and slightly unsatisfying. This is the end of year book tag. It doesn't need any introduction, so here it is. Are there any books that you've started this year that you need to finish? 2. I have this chunker. It's not actually that long in page count, but it's just, it's a bit dense. I started this in January. I am not very far through. I am not on track to finish this year. It is an incredibly nerdy and boring book. As a relatively boring read, to be honest, but I'm kind of curious about the little nuggets of information in there. I've also started a buddy read, which I think is a buddy read fail. I would really like Ange or Kevy to say, oh yeah, we're not reading this book, The Ragged Trousered Philanthropists, which is a reread for me, and it's a stunningly good book. It's a good one for socialists. But that has been going on for about, 4 months now. I've read one chapter. Nobody's read anything. I think that one might just not be continued with. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And this is where I have to ask, am I the curmudgeon? Let's just get this out of the way. There is a relatively large percentage of the world who are not in autumn at the moment because they either don't have seasons or they're in the southern hemisphere. I don't know, the rest of the world just follows Europe and North America, so we can just follow their seasons, can we? I mean, if the trees could get rid of the program down here and lose their leaves, it'd be fine. This is one of these things I don't get. If you do it and it makes you happy, great, but the idea of reading certain books when it's cold and other books when it's hot, like why are some books in front of an open fire and other books on a beach? Are they sand repellent? Do they warm you up? Do they have an inbuilt fan? I don't get it. Reading is a temperature-independent event. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? I think the one I'm most interested in is Saha by Cho Nam-ju. Cho Nam-ju wrote Kim Ji-yeon, born 1982. Stunningly feminist, very clever, just a cool little book. And this is her talking about migration and refugees and poverty. That just seems to be the natural progression for an author. I am also very keen to get to Seeing Other People by Diana Reid. Diana Reid had a huge hit in Australia, Love and Virtue, which has only just come out overseas. So I can't imagine anywhere else will have this novel other than Australia, maybe New Zealand. I don't know why we have such a big gap. It seems silly, but I'm sure there's actually a technical reason, like we only export the ones that sell well here or something. Messy fiction about relationships and emotions, think Sally Rooney-esque, and I enjoy that sort of stuff. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I went to the library yesterday and I got 2 of my most anticipated books. You can see I've even got, this is the little thing they put in the book to say you got it on hold. Love Me Not by Kirsty Capes. Kirsty Capes wrote Careless, which was on the Women's Prize long list and was one of the best books on the Women's Prize long list. Super enjoyable read. This is an author pick now. This is not, I know nothing about this book other than Kirsty Capes. I'm into it. The other one I got from the library is Milk Teeth by Jessica Andrews. I have been dying to get this book forever. I actually asked the library to buy it so that they could have it in stock for other people to read. And it was a stunningly good idea because now that they have bought it and I have got a copy, there is a queue on this book, so I must read this one as a priority. And this will be, I think I'll start this tonight. I'll try and edit this and get this straight up, and then I'll start this tonight. It is quite late. Maybe this will get started tomorrow morning. The last one I want to read is The Saint of Lost Things by Tish Delaney. I have that as an ebook. Thanks to NetGalley, who weirdly gave me that. I requested that as an ARC when it would have been an ARC, and they gave it to me about 2 months after it released. I don't know what's going on there, but good on you. Thanks, NetGalley. It's not had a big release, which is a travesty. I really hate it when books don't get a big enough release, you know? Basically, I blame non-readers for not reading books. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? I mean, of course. I never know what I'm going to think about a book before I read it, so it's kind of a silly question. Most books I'm going to read have the potential to do that. I literally hope that every book I read will be a knockout blast 5-star read, and that's what I pick on. So I think that's a really weird question that points out that I read books differently to some people. Have you already started to make reading plans for next year? Yeah and no. Always at the start of the year, I'll read a bunch of booktubers' favourite books for that previous year. And then soon after that, the Women's Prize long list is announced. That's what I've really enjoyed doing at the start of the year the last few years. And to be honest, that first 3 months of the year, that's a goldmine of 5 stars with those 2 experiments, with those 2 projects. I see no reason to change that. I would like to read the Miles Franklin Award. I would like to read the Jalak Award. So I would like to look at what's coming out next year. I haven't had a look at too many books that are scheduled to come out next year yet. So I would have a look at that, and then I'd have a look at what I've got, what I haven't read for a bit, what my reading stats say for the end of the year, whether I need to address a certain area, whether I feel like I didn't read enough translated literature, or I didn't read enough African literature, or whatever I think I was lacking this year. I'd like to address that, but that'll happen at the end of the year when I have a look at all the nerdy stats. That is the end of the tag. Do those things with the comments and the likey and the bell thing and the subscribe button, all of that sort of mumbo jumbo, hoo-ha, doo-dah. Apparently that makes my channel better. So yeah, I promise if I get more subscribers, I'll make better videos. Bye-bye.